Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes Katniss' final weekend to stand before the week of Star Wars, Bill Murray returns to Wes Anderson as a dog, what you won't find in The Force Awakens, why a Kill Bill 3 is not as crazy as it sounds, Pixar might have their first taste of failure, it's time for the Screen Actors Guild to reward their actors, Godzilla will be making a comeback in his home country, the Golden Globes present the contenders for the trophy, J.J. Abrams has a special lady in mind to take on Star Wars, and some people say that Deadshot could join alongside Batman. So, with that said, let's get things started. As fans are anticipating for the big event next week with the return of Star Wars, things have been rather quiet at the box office with little changes. Some could say that it's the calm before the storm. For the fourth week in a row, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 is still in first place by earning more than $11 million at the box office. This is just enough to make more than Ron Howard's latest flick, In the Heart of the Sea, which started in second place with just $11 million. Catching up to them are the Thanksgiving films that still remain in their positions, with The Good Dinosaur and Creed getting around $10.5 million and more than $10 million respectively. Following behind is the holiday horror Krampus that plummeted down from second to fifth place on its second weekend by earning just more than $8 million. A Wes Anderson film would not be complete without implementing old Venkman somewhere. Bill Murray has signed on to be in Wes Anderson's next project, which is an untitled stop-motion animated feature. The only things that we know about the film so far are that the story will be Japanese-inspired, and it will feature a cast of dogs with the voices of Jeff Goldblum, Bob Balaban, Edward Norton, and Bryan Cranston. So far, Bill Murray has been featured in all of Wes Anderson's movies, including his first stop-motion film, Fantastic Mr. Fox, where he played the part of Badger. As of now, Anderson has yet to put in a release date for his comeback of animation. During a press junket for Star Wars The Force Awakens, Lucasfilm's president Kathleen Kennedy and director J.J. Abrams revealed elements that will not be featured in the anticipated sequel. Well, of course, they're not going to reveal much about the movie itself, but here are the things that won't be in the movie. Number 1, no Jar Jar, period. Number 2, no Ewoks because Harrison Ford insisted so. And number 3, no post-credit scene. Kennedy said that this was because they wanted to keep the surprise for both the following sequels and other films of the franchise. She added, "We didn't want fans to know what we were going to come up with, and we wanted this moment that's coming up next week to be a fresh moment for as many people in the world who are interested in it. All the secrets will soon be revealed when The Force Awakens finally comes out on December 18th. Even if Bill is already dead, that doesn't mean that Kiddo's adventures are over. In an interview with What the Flick, Quentin Terentino revealed that having a third installment of Kill Bill would not be impossible. There definitely is a possibility. I'll stop short of saying a probability, but it could be, he said in the interview. I put the character of Beatrix Kiddo through a lot, so I wanted her to have this much time for peace. She could have some time with her daughter and not be in the genre machine and enjoy her life for a while. He also revealed that maybe going back to Kill Bill would be good for him. My work has taken a turn towards the literary. It's gotten denser and denser, with The Hateful Eight probably being the densest of the group, and that seems to be where I'm going eventually, writing novels and writing plays in theaters and stuff. So it would be nice to go back to a visceral world that's not all about the words anymore. In the meantime, his latest film, The Hateful Eight, is prepared to hit theaters on Christmas Day. The dinosaur itself may be good, but maybe it's not good for the studio. Reporters from various different news sites are predicting that The Good Dinosaur could be heading its way to be Pixar's first ever flop. As of now, it is performing less successfully with critics and audiences than their more successful works like this year's Inside Out. But they even started out lower than usual with an opening weekend of $39 million and dropped more than 60% on the second weekend. As of now, the movie made almost $90 million domestically and $168 million worldwide. With a budget of $200 million and an extra $150 million for marketing, Disney needs it to make more than $500 million in order to break even. But predictions are saying that it'll land a total of around $400 million, making it the lowest grossing Pixar film since A Bug's Life. However, The Good Dinosaur is far from done. It could make up in the Christmas season, where only Alvin and the Chipmunks Road Trip is their initial competition. It still has plenty of international markets to be released, and not to mention the merchandising and future home video sales. We'll just wait and see if Arlo can pick himself up. It is time for the actors to take their moment to shine and celebrate for their efforts. Well, before the Oscars, that is. And the Golden Globes too, but that's a little later now. The nominees for the 2016 Screen Actors Guild Award have been announced, with a variety of actors and actresses nominated for their strong roles. For feature films, guys like Bryan Cranston, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale, and Idris Elba got a nomination for Best Actor in a Leading or Supporting Role, and women like Cate Blanchett, Helen Mirren, Sarah Silverman, Rachel McAdams, and Kate Winslet are in for Best Actress for the Lead or Supporting Role. The movies nominated for the cast include Beast of No Nation, The Short, Spotlight, Straight Outta Compton, and Trumbo. There's also a list of television in both comedy and drama, but since this is Movie News Weekly, I'd rather not bore you by filling this video with just listing names. The SAG Awards will be presented live on TNT and TBS on January 30th. Before we get our second taste of the King of Monsters in 2018, he will be brought back to life on his home country. Toho has officially revealed both the first trailer and the poster for Godzilla Resurgence, which will be the first Godzilla film in over 12 years. Well, at least in terms of the Japanese ones. The trailer only shows 30 seconds of people running away in panic on the streets, ending it off with the signature roar. No plot details have been revealed yet, but they did get Hideaki Anno of Evangelion fame and Shinji Higuchi of Attack on Titan fame to direct the film. Godzilla will make his Japanese comeback on July 29th, 2016. Immediately after SAG announced their nominations, the Golden Globes came crashing in to reveal their nominations, and it grabbed everyone's attention. Some of the big winners, well, at least for the nominations, include Carol, that got the most with 5 nominations, and Mad Max Fury Road surprised everyone when it came in for Best Picture in Drama and Best Director for George Miller. Other notable nominees for the actors include Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Matt Damon for The Martian, Sylvester Stallone for Creed, and Will Smith for Concussion. However, like many awards, it didn't come out without having some complaints. Some argued that the biggest snubs for the Globes this year include Johnny Depp for Black Mass, the cast of Spotlight, Tom Hanks for Bridge of Spies, and Robert De Niro for The Intern. We'll see who the winners will be as Ricky Gervais comes back to host on January 10th. Well, Disney did say that they need more women in charge of Star Wars movies, so at least JJ is helping. In an interview with Yahoo Movies, J.J. Abrams mentioned that he was interested to see Selma director Ava DuVernay take on a Star Wars movie. He said, "One name that immediately comes to mind is Ava DuVernay, who I thought did such a mind-blowingly great job with Selma. And getting to know her a little since that movie, she is such a fan of genre films and storytelling. It is a nice thought and possibly a good idea to bring her on board, but it would most likely happen after 2020, since the Star Wars films of this decade are already taken by Abrams, Garth Edwards, Rian Johnston, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and Colin Trevorrow. The only opening directing job on a Star Wars movie for now is the Boba Fett spin-off, which Josh Trank had to exit. We'll just wait and see if Disney will take Abrams' advice. Now, keep in mind, folks, that this may not be the case, but rumors are flying around regarding how Deadshot might appear in more than just Suicide Squad. They say that Will Smith, who will play Deadshot in the 2016 film, is trying to convince Warner Brothers to also have the character appear in Ben Affleck's solo Batman movie. If this actually does happen, then Deadshot will play a large role in the same veins of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The case of this rumor made it more evident that Smith himself has signed on to play his character in several movies as part of the DC cinematic universe. But no other information is known about what those movies are other than Suicide Squad. The Batman villains will rumble together when the film will be released on August 5th, 2016. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!